Welcome everyone, Costin here with Zhatan the Black, or Zhatan the Black against every Dwarf Legendary Lord. I do want to mention, before we start these duels, that Zhatan is actually more expensive than every Dwarf Legendary Lord, with the exception of Thorek, and that's because of all the various runes and buffs that Thorek does get. Well, without further ado, let's get going. So post-battle screen, he did better than against Throgrim, but still took 5,000 damage, only dealt 3.7k, lost to Thorek over here. They're about the same cost, by the way. They're the only ones that are about the same costs. Well, Belgar just kicked his ass, did almost 5k damage to Zhatan, and Zhatan did a measly 900 damage over there in that particular fight. And another win for the Dwarves. Grombrindal did 5.2k almost, whereas Zhatan did only 2.2k over there. Now, before I end the video, there are some things I do want to talk about. The mount options, because Zhatan does have two mount options. One's more expensive than the other. That's the one you saw here, the Lamassu. The Great Taurus has some advantages. More melee attack, fire damage as opposed to magical damage over there. The magical attacks are obviously better when it comes to dealing with high value targets like the Dwarf Legendary Lords. And the mount option over here does give you the Withering, as an ability, as well as the Enfabling Foe, whereas the Great Taurus does not give you those abilities. Instead, it gets Blazing Body, which gives you melee damage reflection and physical resistance. But I've tested the Great Taurus as well with Zhatan. He did worse, actually, because without these debuffs, he wouldn't have done as well as he does. The problem with Zhatan is he's basically the kind of lord who really needs to be stuck in combat with multiple enemies in order to do a lot of damage, based on his Obsidian Axe ability giving him armor piercing and melee attack with each kill he makes. So he's the kind of guy who would only really be good as a duelist once he's killed something else on the battlefield. That's just how he goes over there. And of course, in a prolonged fight with the Great Taurus, although the debuffs over here that the Lamassu is just going to be better in the kind of duel we're doing, because there's a lot of debuffs that you just use. Those were the abilities that I was using there. So yeah, Zhatan 2.8k lost against every legendary lord of the dwarfs.